there. We good?
Almost there, almost there. Oh my goodness.
Thing happened.
All right, we're back live. So, we're back live.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
technical difficulty, but we're back on.
Yes, we're back
Back.
on.
It
Yes.
happens. Back.
Well, I think what I want to do is I just want to kind of give you a little bit about that, right? What happens when we fall? We learn to pick ourselves back up, right? So he set that up perfectly. Good job, Caesar. I think that was just so everybody knows that was
It was
actually
on
on
purpose. It was on
purpose.
purpose. It
It
was
was
on
on purpose. We wanted everybody to see what it's like to fall. The lights
We
go
get back
out and you
on.
get back up.
Yes.
And we're going to do it again. I love
Was
it.
a drill.
Yes, it was. Well, let's just jump right back in where we were. So what I was doing was collectively asking all of you, what are your struggles? What are you feeling in today's market? What are some things that you're either dealing with or that you're hearing in social media that you feel is a hindrance in your business? Go ahead and do me a favor. If you guys want, you could put it in the chat, or you could come off mute and just holler at me. It don't matter to me, whatever you're comfortable with. Some of you are shy. I get it. You could be shy, but I would prefer you come off mute and talk to me.
well,
Every time the news comes on, especially we don't want to discuss about politics, but every time that something goes down in the government or affects the real estate market, affects the stock market, and I think we go into this cycle that we're like, oh my gosh, now how I'm going to continue to do business? Is the buyer's going to be comfortable? Is the seller's going to be comfortable selling? Are we still going to get people from, a lot of them this call do also business outside of the country? So people's going to still be interested on investing. So I think that we go through that a lot of questions in our head, at least for myself, trying to figure out how this is going to work out for us.
You're right. It's very common. Very common. Go ahead, Caesar. Or Ray.
So no,
I don't know who.
Yeah, it was me. It was me. So real quick in regards to that, because I want to add to that so you can answer this. A lot of the people look at the news, the ones that still look at cable news. A lot of them, there's a lot of, I hate to use this word, but there's a lot of fear porn, right? How do you break through that when the customer's saying, well, like, I'll give you a perfect example. Like an investor will say, well, I don't want to buy now. Shoot, things are happening. Prices are going to drop. Then I'll buy, right? Because the investor's always looking for a good deal. And then the buyer, the regular homeowner that wants to own a home, they're like, oh, I'm so scared because, we're in uncertain times. Where do we start to attack that in a way that the customers, both investor and regular buyer, feel comfortable moving forward?
Yeah, I like that, Ray. And there's a couple of trigger words that Ray said just now that really stand out. Okay, and I'm going to kind of highlight those things for you real quick in case you missed it. He used a few of different terms, if you will, of fear. I'm afraid. That's really what he said, right? You can hear it, and you could tell exactly what he's saying, which is, I'm afraid, I want to wait, I'm fearful. And so what I want to do is just let everybody know it's very simple to overcome this, and it's easier said than done. But here's what I tell everybody. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Ignore what everybody else says. Ignore all of the negativity in the outside world. Focus on you. Keep your mind right, and let's move forward. We're not moving backwards. I'm not paying attention to what other people are saying. I'm not letting negativity affect me. I'm going to always do me, right? And I love it because I love my haters even more than I love my congratulators. And if you need somebody to hate on, baby, please hate on me, because I love haters. Haters motivate us. They make you get up and do what we do every day. They are the driving force. So please let them hate on you, whatever they say, whatever the negativity is. But when you start to talk with your investors, when you start to talk with your buyers, what we have to do is we have to let them know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what's happening in the market. Don't be afraid of what you're hearing on the news. These are all things that we have to learn to block out, and we need to focus on the task at hand, which is business. Okay. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to, first and foremost, we're going to stay disciplined. We're going to be consistent, and we're going to stay focused. And once we do those kind of things and we learn to overcome all the negativity and we stay focused and we stay positive, next thing you know, things will start to change. And why is that? If you're sitting down with a client and you're going over a consultation and you're having a conversation, or you're trying to get them to sign the buyer broker agreement, or you're trying to get them to sign the listing agreement, but there's a lot of hesitation, your job is to control the outcome. That's your job. Your job is to control the outcome and let everybody know that there's nothing to be afraid of. And when they work with you, they are working with you, and they want to build a relationship with you. And so your job is going to be all those factors that we've gone over, ignore the outside world, and of course, learn how to overcome objections. But the way that you overcome objections is by discovering needs and having deep conversations with clients and helping them overcome those fears. That's really what our job is. We are sales professionals, yes, but we, at most important, and the number one thing that I tell everybody is, we are relationship experts. We build relationships, we network, and we grow. And that's what we do. We nurture relationships, we build relationships, and we go out and we thrive in different ways. We're not out there trying to be door-to-door salesmen. We're not out there being car salesmen. We're not out there hustling construction. We are out there helping people establish and build relationships and connections. And that's why we are in this business, to help clients with their struggles and find their way through all this negativity that all of you are talking about, right? What are some other things that are going on in the industry? Go ahead.
I had a question because you mentioned discipline, consistency, and focus, and I know that's easier said than done sometimes. So, what are some things that, from your perspective, that we can do to stay within that discipline? Yes, we can, handle objections. Yes, we can handle those things. What are some of the activities that we should do? Because I know we've been talking about having a clear picture of where we want to head to. I know we've been talking about that in the previous Mondays, but what are some of the activities that allow us to stay consistent and disciplined as well? And because, of course, in the end, if we stay consistent and disciplined, we're gonna end up in the focus area. But what are some of the activities that you've done yourself to be able to stay disciplined? Because it's easier said than done. Discipline is an amazing thing, but I mean, that's something we struggle with every single day. I'm speaking for myself here. That we want to make sure that we stay consistent. But what are the activities that you're doing that help you stay in that mode?
Yeah, I love that, Caesar. And so it's very, very important that we start with some key things to help you overcome these things and help you stay disciplined and stuff. And first and foremost, the number one biggest thing that anybody could ever do that most people do not do is time block and time manage. If you are not time blocking and time managing your day, your week, those kind of things, you are going to struggle. And the reason that you're going to struggle is because you don't have any accountability. You don't have a regular schedule. You are all over the place. You're running ragged. You're running around like a dog chasing its tail. You're just going by waiting for the next appointment. You have no schedule. You have no consistency. You have no discipline. And so first and foremost, I like to tell everybody, I love to build out a calendar and stay very, very regular and scheduled. And what I mean is I even put my personal things in the calendar. So for example, every morning I'm at the gym at 6 a.m. That's just how I do it. I start my day every day. My alarm goes off in the morning. I have my routine. I get up, I have my coffee, and I'm out and I go to the gym. Even if I don't feel like going to the gym, even if I went hard over the weekend and I went and just got straight turned up, and next thing you know, I got 3 hours of sleep and I'm on the struggle bus and I'm hungover and I feel like crap, guess what? I still go to the gym. I still start my day with my routine. Even when I travel from the East Coast to the West Coast, I'm up, I'm at the gym. I don't care about a time zone. I don't care about those things because this is my schedule. This is what I do. I stay very disciplined and very consistent because I'm focused, and I'm focused on attacking and winning the day. And so I tell everybody, whether it's personal or business, you need to have a regular schedule. You need to time block and time manage your day. I always hear people all the time say, Vince, well, I got kids. I'm a single parent. I got to go pick up my kids. Great. Put that in your calendar. You're married. You want to have a good relationship with your partner. You need to set a date in your calendar and say, hey, partner,
Vai ser o dia inteiro
we're
isso.
going to dinner on Friday. 6 o'clock. We got reservations. It's the end of the week. We're both tired. We've been working our ass off. We're beat. I don't want to just sit in Netflix and chill. We're going to go out. We're going to do something. We set it up. I sent you a calendar invite. We are going out and having our date night. See, what happens is we lose focus because we're not staying consistent and we're not disciplined. Once you do those things, it helps you build out your routine. And so first and foremost, time blocking, time management. You have to do it. You have to do it. Your calendar should be full every day. And if you don't know how to fill your calendar, call me. I'll show you how to do it. I will help you time block and time manage, right? That's what I do. I will build out a regular routine for you that I will get you going once I understand what your goals are and what you're trying to accomplish. And so that first and foremost is a big piece to what a lot of people are missing.
I like that you said that, because the thing is that a lot of the things that you're saying, it's like a constant hearing of it, the same thing over and over, in the sense of how the consistency, how it's attached to your time management, how it's attached to your bigger why, how it's attached to where you want to head in life. It is so important. You just said something right now. For me to build your schedule, I need to know where you're headed, where you're going, what your goals are. And it's just something that, every week we do this Mindset Monday to help everyone kind of stay in that discipline, stay in that focus. And I love that you're saying it that way. It's just being heard from someone else, because it's so important to understand where we're going and where we want to be and the goals that we want. That way we can attach now that discipline and the calendar and everything else to that bigger picture. Because those moments, like you said, when you were traveling, hungover, whatever the case is, and you still stayed focused on your schedule, you had a bigger picture. You're aligned with your bigger picture. And that's something that we as agents definitely really have to sit down and really truly understand where we're headed, where we're going. And it's not just only about money, but and it's part of it, but it's just something that's so important for us to be able to align and stay disciplined, focused, and consistent. I wanted to add that in there because it's like we keep hearing it. We keep hearing it all the time. The same thing, just said different ways.
I want to add to as well. Like,
Yeah.
calendar for me is essential. And I know a lot of people see my calendar and like, oh my God, Priscilla. I even put, walking the dog, watering the plants, little things. My calendar is booked from beginning to end, like from 6 a.m. until 10 o'clock at night. I know what I need to do. And I feel that once I organize myself that way, I can get so much done in a day. And look back, I'm like, wow, I accomplished everything I need to accomplish. And if I couldn't accomplish for that day, I add it for the next day and be able to fit it in somewhere. My lunch break. I know we are not in a place where we clock in and clock out, but I came from that mentality. I went, 20 years of working in retails. I knew exactly what I was going to do on next Thursday, what time my lunch was going to be. I had that plan. So when I transitioned into real estate, I was like, okay, hold on. What do we do here? And I had to go back, sit down with myself and write my calendar, write everything down. And like you said, date night, that's on my calendar. Going out with the kids is on my calendar. Even when I go shopping, grocery shopping is on my calendar. So something that I always encourage, especially new agents that come in the industry, to be able to schedule something, to start at least with 1 or 2 activities. So I love that you brought that in, because it's one of my favorite things.
Before Eric,
Before
Eric goes, I wanted to mention really quick what on the live YouTube. Colin Joe mentioned time management is not multitasking. I really wanted to say that, because that right there, we sometimes confuse busyness with being, oh, it's on my schedule, but we could be very busy doing absolutely nothing that is directing us to where we wanted to head to, which is the bigger picture of where we want to be at. I wanted to mention that because they put that on the chat in the YouTube. So, Eric, you have your hand up. Unmute yourself.
Okay, so this is it. Everything today is in fact, I could have stayed in bed because I know all this. Duh, I don't. We all know it, but that execution is the thing. That execution. And this is what I tell myself every day. I am a routine person. I am a systems person. I am a schedule person. This is it. If it wasn't for me looking at my calendar, I do. And it works. And this morning was a day for me, just like I forgot Mr. Vince. Vince, I guess it's Vince, right?
Vincent.
Vincent, my apologies. I actually went at 5:30. I was outside Planet Fitness because I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go this morning, but I stayed, and like about 5:45, okay, well, I'm here, and I went in and I did it. But this is how I because it's scheduled. And if it's scheduled, I'm going to do it. Okay. I know everybody knows this, but man, it's hard to do, but you gotta just do it.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, just do it.
I love that, Eric. And there's a very bold word that Eric threw out there, and I'm going to highlight it for everybody. I love to do this. You guys will notice this with me when we're having conversations and coaching sessions and all these things. He mentioned a word, execute. Well, that's a very big word. And the reason I say that's a very big word is because whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, executing, right, is going to be the biggest part. What you have to go out and execute. But what does that mean? And so I'm going to take that a little bit further, which is the second part to helping overcome all the things that we're talking about this morning, which is goal setting. See, a lot of people will do strategy sessions and they will set goals, but here's what most people don't do. They don't stay disciplined. They don't stay consistent. They don't stay focused. And here's what I mean by that. You could set goals, but are you tracking your progress to see how far off you are from your goals? How often are you going back and looking and saying, hey, I set a goal for myself this year. I said I wanted to make $100,000 in GCI. I haven't even made 25 yet, and we're halfway through the year. Man, we got a lot of work to do, right? And so what I tell everybody is, it's great, right? You got to stay disciplined. You got to stay consistent. You got to stay focused. But now we got to execute. And what does that look like? So I'm going to break that down a little bit for you and tell you how to do that. So when you do set a goal, I'm going to help you do that the right way, which is, what's the plan? You see, you can't set a goal without a plan. And if you don't have a plan, then you're never going to accomplish your goal. And then I'm going to take that another step further, and then I'm going to bring in the strategies. What are the strategies that you're going to do to help formulate the plan to help you reach your goal? Goal setting is going to be the biggest key player in everything that you're doing, which comes time blocking and time management. And so when you're setting your goal, I tell everybody, you have to track your progress every week. And when you track your progress every week, if we start today on Monday, right? Everybody's getting turned up. Everybody's live. We're having a great time. We're fired up. We're ready to go win the day. And then we go sit down and then we chill and we start watching Netflix. That's pointless. What are we doing? It's time to get out. It's time to go. Get dressed and just go to the office. I promise you, you will start to see some more energy in your life. But when you go back and you sit down on the couch, or you go and you start cooking in the kitchen, next thing you know, you're running around, it's 12 o'clock and your day is already half over. That is what usually kills most of us. And so what I'm getting at is, ladies and gentlemen, set your goals, but have a plan and strategies to help you formulate the goal. And then from there, you build out your calendar. You look at your progress every week. By Friday, you're looking at it saying, hey, how many calls did I make this week? What did I do for my marketing? Did I do any social media content and branding? Did I go out and knock doors? Do I have any open houses scheduled? No. See? And that's where we're looking at things going, hey, what are we doing? So I'm going to give you another example of an agent that I'm actually working with your family. Okay. There's an agent that I'm working with now that works in with Norma and Priscilla out there in the office. I met her at the boot camp and I helped her and I pushed her this weekend. And I said, hey, what's your schedule like this weekend? I was talking to her on Thursday. And she's like, well, I don't have anything on the books. I said, you don't have anything? You don't have an open house? You don't have nothing? And she's like, no, I didn't have anything scheduled. I go, then we're going to go schedule an open house right now. Get on the phone, go find an open house. Call me at the end of the day. If you don't have one, I'm going to find one for you. All of a sudden, she's like, oh my gosh, you're not playing. No, I'm not playing. Call me by the end of the day. I want you to have an open house scheduled. And if you don't, I'm going to pick one for you. I'm going to go get one for you. And I did. She didn't have one by the end of the day. So I gave her one and said, here, I got an open house for you. No excuses. Go do it. Short notice. Yes, we didn't get time to plan. We didn't get time to strategize. But here's what I did do. I got you moving. I got you out there. I got you doing something on the weekend when you had nothing to do. So what I'm getting at is, what are we doing with our day? What are we doing to strategize to get through the day? What's my goal? What are we trying to accomplish? And you have to take the goal setting piece and prioritize that in your time management. And so what I'm getting at is, if I'm going to block out time every morning to do lead gen, and I'm going to start my lead gen, let's just say from 9 to 11, that's what I usually see a lot of my agents do. And I look at that and I say, okay, so 9 to 11, you're going to sit and you're going to lead gen. How many calls are you trying to make? I don't know, Coach. I'm just dialing. No, that's not going to work. What's the goal? Okay, I need you to make 40 calls. I need you to make 40 calls. Whatever it takes, I need you to make 40 calls. If you get hung up on 40 times in a row, I need you to go make another 40. And then we're going to look at that and say, how many conversations did I have? How many appointments did I set? What did I just do? Now I have a goal, a plan, and a strategy. Did you see how I just did that? And so everything that we do, everything that we have to do is going to require discipline, consistency, and focus. But once we do those things and we have a goal and we know what it's going to take to reach our goal, now we jump into time management and time blocking. I promise every single one of you, the rest of your year, if you start today, as soon as we hang up on this call, if we start today, I promise all of you that your numbers will double by the end of this year. But it will not happen without setting your goals, having plans, having strategies formulated, time blocking, time management, consistency, discipline, focus. We could keep going. Do you see where I'm going with this? This is all about us and what we're doing daily in our routines. What are we doing to better ourselves? What are we doing to level up? What are we doing to get out there and make it rain? I bring the rain everywhere I go. Why? Because I'm fired up and I want you guys to be fired up too. We just got on this call. We were all jumping around, dancing. We were getting it. We were ready. And then all of a sudden, the call's over and we just go flat. We can't let that happen.
Nope, we got to go get it.
We got to go get it. So as soon as this call is over, as soon as you hang up, let's go. Let's start building our plans and strategies to formulate our goal. Let's start building some discipline and consistency. Let's go out there and do it. I want to break this down a little bit more for you, and I want to explain how you set a goal, a plan, and a strategy. So I'm going to give you guys a quick example. Okay, you guys ready? You're going to want to pay attention. Here's how I do it. I'm going to give you the perfect example I hear all the time. Vince, Coach, I need to lose 15 pounds in 90 days. I've got a wedding. I got to look good. Okay, fantastic. We got a goal, 15 pounds in 90 days. Fantastic. What are we going to do to get there? All right, here's how it starts. The very first plan that I want to do is diet, right? Okay, great. I can't lose 15 pounds without a diet, so I've got to have a diet. What does that diet look like? So the diet is the plan. What are the strategies to formulate the plan? Meal prep. I got to meal prep. I got to stop buying all the bootleg snacks. I can't sit at home and eat Ruffles potato chips and drink a beer and sit here and think that I'm going to lose 15 pounds. That's not going to happen, right? So now I got diet. Then I'm going to break down the strategies. I'm going to meal prep. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do all these things, right? You see where I'm going with this? And so now I come up with the strategies to help formulate the plan. I know I got to eat right. I know I got to meal prep. I know I got to stop buying bootleg snacks. I got to eat healthy. I got to buy more vegetables. I got to do this. I got to do that. Great. Those are the strategies to formulate the plan. Then the next plan will be, okay, exercise. Great. I know that I've got a diet. I know I've got to exercise. So what does that look like? Break that down. What does exercise look like? Okay, I need to be consistent. I need to be up every morning at the gym. I need to have a weight lifting routine. I need to have a cardio routine. I've got to be balanced. Okay, great. Boom. There's the plan. There's the strategies. Do you guys see how that works? You have to take it and you have to break it down, and you've got to go to a whole another level. And then once you do that, next thing you know, you're building a routine. You're staying consistent. Then the discipline will start to kick in, and you're going to be like, just like what Eric was saying, I go to the gym, but you know what? I didn't want to go, but I drove. I sat in my car. I played on my phone for a minute. I was looking for the motivation. I couldn't find it, but guess what? I'm sitting in the parking lot of the gym. Might as well go in now at this point. You see what he's doing? You see that? He mentioned that. And that's a very good indicator of somebody that says, I'm disciplined and I'm consistent and I'm focused. So I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go get in my car. I'm going to drive to the gym, even though I'm a zombie, even though I don't want to do it, whatever the case is, right? Another example, I was in Kansas City over the weekend. I went to a big festival out in Kansas City. And I got to tell you, I got to see Too Short. Ooh, I got to see Too Short live. If you don't know who Too Short is, you better go check it out. You better ask somebody. But here's what I'm getting at. I was out all weekend. I was gone all week traveling. I was on speaking tour, and then I went to this festival on Saturday. I got in really late last night. I got in probably about 1:30 in the morning. Then I woke up. I went to the gym. I'm here on the call. I got 4 hours of sleep. But guess what? I feel good. I'm ready to go. And as soon as this call hangs up, I'm going out and I'm hitting the streets. Yeah, see what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit down on the couch because I know if I do that, I'm probably going to pass out. I'm going to go take a little nappy nap. Next thing you know, I'm going to do a little snooze-a-rito. Then I'm going to wake up. Next thing you know, it's going to be 12, 1 o'clock, and the day is over. No, can't do that. We can't do that because here's why. Here's why we can't do it. You guys ready? Time is the most precious commodity that you could ever get. Time is something that you'll never get back. Time is your biggest thing that you have in your life, the most precious thing you have in your life. And what are you doing with your time? That is the question. That's where we will find your path. What are you doing with your time? And I tell everybody, be honest. Please be honest. Tell me, Vince, I sit at home and I Netflix and chill a lot. Vince, I'm sitting here doing laundry and I'm multitasking, taking care of my babies. I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But Vince, I'm just not staying disciplined, focused, and consistent. Please help me. Cool. But be honest. Don't sit here and tell me that you're doing those things because your business tells me otherwise. When I hear that you haven't closed any transactions in the last couple of months, it's because we don't have a routine. It's because we're not disciplined. We're not focused. We're not consistent. We're not sitting there and we're not winning our day. I will tell you all right now, it's Monday. You guys all need to go hang up from this call today, and you need to go start scheduling for your open house for the weekend. You need to plan now, right now. So what you do is you go and you plan and you find your open house today, and you don't stop hitting the phone until you get an open house today. You work with one of the biggest and best real estate companies in the nation. Start asking other agents, start networking with other top agents, Premier Agents, all of everybody, start hitting the phones and say, hey, I'm looking for an open house. Norma, do you have anything? Priscilla, do you have anything? I'm going to go down the list of every single agent in your company until I find an open house. And then if that doesn't work, I'm going to hit the MLS and I'm going to start looking for open house opportunities. I'm going to start calling listing agents. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to have an open house today. And then I'm going to plan out my whole week so I can market it, so I could strategize, so I could prepare. And then when the weekend comes, I promise, if you did it right, you'll have a lot of attendance, you'll kill it, and you will start to build a routine. But that's what it's all about. If you wait till Wednesday or Thursday to find your open house, you're not doing yourself any service. You're not doing yourself any favors, because you just let half the week go and you didn't get a chance to prep. You didn't get a chance to plan. Now you've got to go spur of the moment, and you've got to go and you've got to start building. You got to start knocking some doors. You got to start farming. What are we doing with our day? Do you see where I'm going with it? What are we doing with our time? Time is everything in life. Time is everything. What's the number one excuse, guys, that we always give each other? Tell me, somebody, this is the easiest one. What is the biggest excuse? I don't have the time.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. Oh my gosh. I love that. That is my number one. I swear, when people say I don't have time, that is when my foot goes right in your butt, because I'm like, really? You don't have time? I mean, I could go and introduce you to some of the biggest doctors in the entire country, and you know what they'll tell you? Vince, I've got time if I make it. What are we doing with our time? We all have the opportunity. It's just a matter of what are we doing with our time? That's what it really boils down to. Good stuff.
Yes, some good stuff, some good stuff. I wanted to add a little bit to that also, that we also have to, because we're almost wrapping it up. Let me see, it's 8:50, yeah. We have to believe in ourselves too. That's a big one too. I feel that a lot of us sometimes fall into that. We don't have we have to believe in what we can accomplish too. The belief part, it's a big part there that plays a big role of everything, because you have to believe that everything that you are doing now is taking you to that bigger place, to the place that you want to become. And you got to believe that you can get there. That way, when you having those rough moments, like like Eric mentioned, he's at the gym. He knows that, yeah, it's tough in the moment right there in that morning at 5:45 in the morning. It's not easy to get up that early, but he believes that he can get there. And having that belief can help us push us to be more disciplined and to be that focus that Vince is talking about. It's a huge part. Also, the belief part. I am from my standpoint, is the belief is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Priscilla, you have your hand up.
multitasking. I had that in the past. I will multitask like crazy. And then I realized that I was not completing the tasks, because I wanted to, like, especially as a mom, I want to be home, I'm cooking, I'm doing laundry, and I'm answering phone calls. And then if you ask me about how was the call, because I was multitasking in other areas, I couldn't even remember what was spoke in that phone call. And I had to learn not to multitask, but to time blocking, which it's a huge difference between those two. And when I learned to time block, I saw myself like, oh my God, I can get things done so much better. No distraction. If I'm going to cook, I'm going to cook, and I'm going to move from the kitchen. I'm going to be multitasking something else. If I'm going to be making phone calls, I'm just making those phone calls. And even though I was doing one thing at a time, I have more time, and things were getting done 100% better. So I just want to put that up there.
All right. Wanda, you have your hand up. This is the last question, because we're going to be wrapping up right after Wanda.
No, I just want to add, I know it's a struggle every day. We struggle with, especially with the getting up early. If we don't have a schedule or set time, if you don't set your alarm, first of all, it's like you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, I don't have nothing to schedule. Let me stay here for a little bit. Nothing is going on. But even though it's not a job, a 9 to 5 anymore. That alarm needs to be there. That alarm needs to be there. I know it's annoying for me. I hate the alarm, but hey, if that alarm goes off, I don't, it's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you have to get up. If you stay there and think about it for a little bit, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, I mean, it goes by. It's like I tell, like, what 15 minutes is gonna do for you, if you stay in bed. It's not doing nothing. You're just like gonna be like miserable and trying to think about the things. Oh, I don't want to get up. That's all it does to you. The alarm goes off. It's it's a tip. It works for me.
Let me give you a tip of the
up.
alarm. My older half, he put the phone all the way in the bathroom, and the alarm goes off in the bathroom, so he had to get up and walk and turn the alarm off. And I was
You're
like,
already up, so you might as well continue.
I would like to say, you need to have clarity in what you want to put in your calendar. What people are going to call, because sometimes you don't have leads. Had I found the person with the phone number to call, clarity comes first, and then you fill it out your calendar. Because sometimes I'm in front of my phone when I go to put in social media. Okay, I have to make the calls, but I called him yesterday. Let me see what people called. That happened to all of us. Sometimes we sabotage ourselves. This is too complicated. Wait, I want to procrastinate. I want to do it in half an hour. If half an hour go by, you don't do anything. It's clarity. Stop procrastinating and do your shit.
Yeah.
That's right, Norma.
Thank you. Well, it's all good information. I want to say one thing here from the chat on the YouTube, which was really good. I think that sometimes as agents, it was Ruben that mentioned that we are experts in not prioritizing our time. So don't be that person. Don't be that person that is an expert and not prioritizing.
It happened to all of us.
Yes. Now, as we're wrapping up, I want to mention one thing. I want to thank Vince for, for everything, all the great information that he gave us in regards to staying focused, disciplined, and being consistent. Remember, we got to have a bigger why. We have to understand where we're headed so we can be consistent and disciplined with everything that we're doing. That is so important. Thank you, everyone who participated. I also want to say this on Wednesday, the 25th. What today? Today's the 23rd. So this Wednesday, the 25th, we have an amazing event at Laurier Park side. On the 25th from 10 to 1 is Evolution Network's 1-year anniversary. And we want everyone to join us to celebrate the 1-year anniversary at Dockside at Laurier Park from 10 to 1 p.m. on this Wednesday. So this is the perfect opportunity so you can see what Evolution Network is all about. Please invite somebody, bring someone in so you can see the community that's being created here. That way we can all plug in and see everything that we're doing, and then we can continue growing this as far as we can. Sky's the limit with everything everything that's going on within the community. So I'm gonna share it in the chat right now, the information on it and the flyer as well. I just shared it right now with the time and the date for the 1-year anniversary for Evolution Network this Wednesday in Dockside. Anything else, Priscilla? I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah.
I want to add something at the end, Priscilla, before we hang up, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Do it. Say
Go ahead.
it.
I didn't want to interrupt you. I just said when you were done, I just want to add something, but I'll do it now if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. We're pretty much done.
I wanted to say as a special, thank you to all of you. I would like to offer you guys a free business planning clinic that I do. I usually do charge for this, but I want to bring it to you guys for free at your office because of the way that Norma and Priscilla and everybody have welcomed me with open arms. So I would love to set up a date and a time to bring all the agents together, whether it's at your office, whether it's Celebration, it doesn't matter to me. I will do my free 3-hour business planning clinic that will help you set your goals the right way for the rest of the year.
I love you, Vincent.
And I will do this for you guys because I love you guys. So we could put on a business planning clinic. We could set it. It's a 3-hour session. And in that, I'm going to teach you how to set goals. I'm going to teach you how to do your plans and your strategies. And I'm going to show you how to time block and time manage. And so, and you get handouts that I will provide to all of you at the business planning clinic. So I want to, offer that to you guys. We could do that in July. And then,
Yes.
we could go ahead and set a plan and let's go get it.
All right, awesome. So
Excellent.
I want
Thank
everyone, thank you so much, Vince, for that. So everyone, add your email into the chat. That way we can make a list. So then we can start planning that for July. For July, you said, right, Vince? July?
Whenever you guys want, we'll start looking
Okay.
at it. I will say I'm going to send you guys, Caesar, Priscilla, Norma. I'm going to send you guys the 3-day boot camp that I'm teaching at Aura as well. I'll share that with you guys. It's 3 days of just action-packed stuff, just like you guys just got through with your boot camp. And I love that. And so people should stay consistent. Let's go do it. Let's go bring some more things. Let's get another light, right? So I have that coming in the middle of July as well at Aura. So I'll send you that date. And then that way we can, work around it. Or if you want to share it with the company, it's, however you guys want to do it. But the business planning clinic is a part of the coaching clinic that I put on the 3-day boot camp. So I think you guys will really get a lot out of that.
Awesome.
So the Aura one is
Thank
already
you.
open. For the order is already open for sign up.
Yeah. The one for Aura.
Mhm.
It's called the 3-day skills and drills boot camp.
Awesome. So we will call you after this call to be able to get a date, and then we will blast this on the social media. We'll blast it on our chat. We put it everywhere for you guys can attend. Thank you so much, Vincent.
Thank
We
you.
definitely need this camp to be able to go through the summer and be able to get some deals closed before the end of the year. Again, guys, thank you again. Don't forget this.
Thank you, Keno.
Thank
At
you.
9 a.m.